The media wall has a large number of tools and options available on the ribbon, so let's take a look at the available options. On the Home tab, you'll find the most commonly used options. If you highlight a media item that contains audio, you can use play or cue to play or cue the item. The Home button will take you to your personal range. You can use the Search button to access the Search tab, which allows you to search for content. The Back button will take you to the previously visited media item. You can use the Edit button to access the editor. You can also use the drop down to just edit the details and the title. You can use Copy to copy media items, and you can also move media items. If you're on an empty media item, you can use Record to directly record into the media item. When you highlight an item on the media wall, you can click on Item Information to get more information about that media item. This includes the top level information as well as any notes, but also includes any schedule warnings and a schedule history for that item. So here we can see when this song has been played and also when other songs by the same artist has been played, and we can also see whether using this song right now would break any of the rules. When using a layout with a pad, you can highlight an item on the media wall and click on Add to Pad to add that item to the pad. You can also easily add an item from the media wall to a favourite by clicking on the item and clicking on Add to Favourite. You can also add items from the media wall directly into the log by highlighting an item and then clicking on Add to Log. As you can see, the item is added below the highlighted section in the log. If you need to, you can click on Refresh to reload the information from the database, although you should not have to do this under any normal circumstances. Moving on to the Play tab, you can play or cue the media item, and if a media item has a hook, you can also play or cue the hook. Finally, you can preview either the entire media item, just the hook, or just the extra for an item. The Search tab allows you to search for content. Once you've got your results, you can drag from there into a player, into the log, or double click on the item to go to it on the media wall. The Edit tab provides a range of tools related to editing, moving, copying, or replacing content on the media wall. Let's have a look at some of the options. In the Editor section, the Details Only button allows you to open the Preview Editor, which allows you to change title and artist and timing information, as well as categorization, restrictions, notes, etc., but you cannot edit the actual audio in the preview mode. Audio and Details, however, will open the same item, but also open the editor so that you can actually edit the audio if you wish. If you're on an empty media item, you can press Record to start recording into that media item. To copy a media item, highlight and click on Copy. This opens the media browser, which allows you to select the target you want to copy to. You can also move items. Again, select the target. Only this time, the original media item is now empty because we moved it to the target place. You can also use Replace Item. This allows you to select an audio file that will replace the content of this media item, but leave all of the metadata, categorization, etc. intact. So if you're updating with the latest piece of audio for news or show, then you can use the Replace for that. If you're on a layout that has the pad enabled, you can import the contents of a pad mixed together into an empty item by selecting the item and click on Import Pad Mixdown. You can also use the Import File option to import an audio file into an empty media item. Click on the button and select the file you want to import. You also have the option to launch the Import Wizard, which allows you to select multiple items and add them to the system. You can also export media items either as an audio file or as a transport file, which includes all of the additional metadata and pictures, etc., which can be imported by other Myriad systems. If you have a Mixcloud account, you can also open up the Export to Mixcloud tool, which allows you to add the metadata and upload the content to your Mixcloud account. Finally, as long as you have the access rights to do so, you can delete an item by highlighting it and and clicking on delete. Switching to the view menu, this allows you to customize the layout of the media wall and the way the media items look on this layout whenever you're logged in. So let's take a look at the options. The first one is show in Smart Info. If this option is not enabled, then clicking on the items here will not update the content in the Smart Info panel. If this option is enabled, every time you click on an item on the media wall, the Smart Info panel will update to show you that information. The view style allows you to change to a single row view of the media wall. However, in this type of layout, a grid or the standard view is much better. The view options allow you to turn on and off various options about the way the media items will appear on the media wall. Currently, we're in a default, which is to show the media items with the category colors displayed just to the left of the items. If, however, you prefer to see the entire media item colored with a category color, you can click on this option here. And as you can see, the entire media item is now flooded with the category color. But let's say you didn't want to see the category color, you just wanted to see the medium item type color. You can remove this one here or turn off this option here, which is the category color view. And now it's showing us the media item type color. So pink for songs, and if we go to jingles, they're green, and adverts are yellow, etc. If both options are disabled, then the light or dark theme colors will be displayed on the media wall. The final option in this section is the picture view, so you can toggle whether or not to display the pictures on media items. This next section allows you to control how many media items are displayed in the media grid, and this is again per user, per layout, so you can change it as required. So if I want to have more columns or less columns, I can just increase or decrease accordingly. You've also got a couple of options about what to do when you finish a recording, i.e. whether to jump automatically to it, also to show a preview of media items when you're using the jump. Finally, this last section is to do with the jump buttons, which is this section here. You can first of all set how many buttons you want to have. So if you want to increase the amount of displayed buttons, you can, or decrease them. And like all the options on here, this is per user, per layout. There are also 3 different types of jump buttons. There is personal ones, shared ones, and local ones, which are unique to this computer or this workstation. So currently I'm on the shared set. Now let's take a look at the right-click menu. You have very similar options on the right-click menu. You can choose Play or Queue, Preview or Preview Extra. Display item information, which opens up the More Information window, as well as the Schedule, History and Warnings window. On an empty item, you can record. You can also add to the pad, add to favorites, or add to log. You can move or copy content. You can import content into empty items, and you can also launch the import wizard from the right-click menu. You can also replace content with the right-click menu, which will replace the audio for the media item, but leave the metadata, categorization, and everything else intact. You can use the export and publish option to export a media file, export a transport file, or publish the item to Mixcloud. And finally, you can delete the item, or you can edit the item from the right-click menu.